Oh boy, what an angle. So Smackdown kicks off with a hit and run scene. So Renee Young is there. She's just basically going through what's happening. Elias is being attended by paramedics. The first thing that I noticed was how the car was in really good shape considering it just hit a 220-pound wrestler. Think about that. That car was in phenomenal shape. So that's the car I want if I'm going to be hitting people, you know. All it looks like they've done is they hoisted up the bonnet and bent the sign a bit. That was awful. I know times are hard, don't get me wrong, and I know this isn't real. But, oh my god, that is awful. All they did was bent the sign, the pole, and they put the bonnet up. How shuddy! This whole angle was just mind-boggling to me. It just looked awful. So, not just the visual effect. Elias is on the ground. Renee, considering it's one of her peers, one of her colleagues, whatever you want to call it, whatever wrestlers are to announcers, didn't look like she gave a fuck. She was just playing announcer. It's like, come on, show some concern. But, oh my god, it's just awful. The cop goes into the car, comically checking it over. First thing he checks, the visor. Comedically, the paper, insurance document, whatever they take around, fell out. And he's like, even he was stunned with how goofy it looked. And checked it out and he was like, does anyone know a Jeff Hardy? Anyone know a Jeff Hardy? Obviously, everyone there knows a Jeff Hardy. Now, they then go to a wrestler who saw the incident. The wrestler they chose for this was Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, your WWE champion, was the spectator. What a waste! You could have used anyone. I know you've just got rid of a load of jobbers. No, and that sounds really offensive. But Braun Strowman, what the fuck? He is your champion. Why would he give a fuck? Why would he give a fuck about what's going on? Keep him separate to what's going on, okay? Keep him separate. So then starts the commotion. They pan the camera out and Jamie Noble finds Jeff Hardy in a bush. Looking like he's out of it or he's just had a massive beatdown, which is fair. I've heard a lot of people online saying this is distasteful because of all the things that happened with Jeff Hardy in the past. And you got to be able to separate this from reality. This is a TV show. I don't think it's distasteful. I think it's bad timing. I think that maybe you should let, things like that pass a little bit so you can forget about that side of Jeff. Let him have a bit of a run because his most recent run in the company has been very, very forgetful. He's not been very impactful. As a single star, he had an okay little run with Matt, but that's a nostalgia pop. So, again, so Jamie Noble and co find him, they take him along, and the cops basically say, this is Jeff Hardy, alright, we're handcuffing him up, he's taken away. This is obviously a screwjob angle, very similar to what we've seen in the past. It's probably going to be something that Sheamus set up or something like this, but regardless, this is a angle which is a screwjob. So the next segment, we have a load of wrestlers together in a room discussing what's happened. Again, baffled. They used Braun Strowman out there. They could have used any of these guys, but yet they went with your champion. So, sorry, I just still can't get over that, man. There's so many people there they could have used. Even Ziggles, man. I mean, as much as respect I've got for Ziggler, why don't you just whack Ziggler out there? But I digress, man. So you got all these wrestlers in one room debating about what should happen with the Intercontinental Championship shot. They eventually come to the conclusion that it's going to be contested in a Battle Royal. So we go to the ring for a Battle Royal. And it's not a bad match. It's actually quite a good little match. I was really surprised. I can't remember the last time I saw a Battle Royal as a match opener. But it was actually phenomenal. The only thing I really didn't like about this, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but there are overly enthusiastic fans. I'm saying that with quote marks there. Fans which are really over the top. They're proper over-exaggerating everything. Now, WWE didn't initially do this. This was more of an AEW thing. But now that WWE have started doing it, they just love to take things to the next level. They were over-enthusiastic. Like, some of the gestures they were making was just like, ugh. It's like some of them would be like, punch in the air and stuff like that. And you're just thinking, dude, calm it. I mean, it's cool you're having a... I mean, now I'm trying to think with the fans around ringside how it used to be. Were fans that enthusiastic? I don't remember it being that way, but I guess that's how they depict us. I'll go through the last few minutes of this, as otherwise you might as well just watch it yourself. So in regards, the last 4 people are Chad Gable, E.G. Shorty G, which I'll never refer him as, Nakamura, Jey Uso, and Sheamus. So Chad Gable eliminates Nakamura with a belly-to-belly suplex. Whilst the referees are attentive to Nakamura, Cesaro jumps back in the ring and throws Chad Gable over the top rope to eliminate him. Now, it was saying on commentary that because they were distracted by Nakamura, that they didn't see Cesaro doing it, so it wouldn't have counted. But I'm pretty sure Battle Royals are no DQ. I mean, over the years I've seen... Well, this is actually a Royal Rumble that I'm referring to. I've seen over the years this happen. So, surely there's no rules in a Battle Royal. So, that stumped me a little bit. But regardless, the last 2 in there were Jey Uso and Sheamus. There was a nice little spot right at the end where they were fighting on the apron. Sheamus had his foot caught by Jey Uso, and he kind of pushed him back into the ring post and then did a bro kick to win the match. Nice little opener. Weird it was a Battle Royal, but a great little opener. So the next match of the night is Lacey Evans versus Sonya Deville. Actually, quite a good match. A lot better than I was expecting. Very competitive, very hard hitting, and they've actually had a lot of chemistry in there. So, no, I was really, really impressed. It ended in a double count out, which makes me think that there will be a series of matches to come, which is good news because they did work very, very well together. After they both got counted out, Lacey Evans threw Sonya Deville into the announcers table, and then Sonya Deville went to say something into the headset, which I thought was a bit stupid considering we could hear all of the trash talk throughout the match. So I don't see why she felt the need to speak into the headset when everyone can hear her just as well in the ring. But yeah, not a bad little match. They then hit us with a Forgotten Son segment. Little promo. Honestly, something so forgettable, I can't remember any of it. They really want to push these guys, but unfortunately, they're just missing something. They were missing it in NXT. They're missing it on the main roster. I mean, good on them if they can go anywhere, but Jesus Christ, they're such a boring team to watch. We were then treated to an Alexa Bliss and Nicky Cross segment. They had the New Day, a special guest for their Tag Team Champion Summit. Nicky Cross gave Big E some really sad looking pancakes saying they were from Scotland, and in return Big E gave her some coffee beans with a wooden spoon. I don't know if he actually gave her the wooden spoon, but he stirred it with a wooden spoon, and yeah, exciting. Comedy for comedy's sake, people. That brought out Bayley and Sasha Banks, and then we were treated to a Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss match. This was a tough match, you know. It was good, but the commentary was just unbearable. You basically had Nicky Cross and Bayley out there making as much noise as possible. That's one of the things I miss the fans for, you know. You can't kind of flood it out. It was just too much focus on what they were saying, and it was just, ugh, cringe. I don't mean to be so negative on this, but they're just kind of shitting out these segments just to kind of kill time and get as many people on TV as possible. But yeah, it was just, ugh. So this match ended with Bayley jumping onto the apron, trying to distract Alexa Bliss while she was on the top turnbuckle. That brought up Nicky Cross. Nicky Cross got pushed by Bayley into Alexa Bliss, and Sasha got a roll-up pin eventually. So, yeah, heels won. It looks like they're still trying to create some friction between Bayley and Sasha by saying, like, you know, Sasha hasn't got a title, Bayley has. You know, it's going to eventually probably result in a face turn for Sasha Banks. But yeah, okay wrestling match, commentary we could have done without, but yeah, not too bad. That's going to do it for part 1, guys, so thank you so much for listening up to now. There will be a part 2. We'll be talking about the Mandy Rose Otis segment. We'll be talking about Chad Gable versus Cesaro and the 2 other qualifying matches for the Intercontinental Championship. So stay tuned, there will be another one up soon. Before I go, here's a bit of trivia. So, who was the first ever FCW champion? The first ever FCW champion. Try not to have a look online. Try and use your brain. See if you can remember. The answer will be on the next episode right at the beginning. Otherwise, take care. This is Dave from Wrestling Boots.